This LOS is describe how non-cash investing and financing activities are reported. Components and format of the cash flow statement. IFRS provides companies with choices in reporting some items of cash flow, particularly interest and dividends. IFRS explain that although for a financial institution, interest paid and received would normally be classified as operating activities, for other entities, alternative classifications may be appropriate. For this reason, under IFRS, interest received may be classified either as an operating activity or as an investing activity. Under IFRS, interest paid may be classified as either an operating activity or a financing activity. Furthermore, under IFRS, dividends received may be classified as either an operating activity or an investing activity, and dividends paid may be classified as either an operating activity or a financing activity. So IFRS, I made this little note, and that's why I used the green and blue. Think cash in is investing. I've invested in something, I'm getting a return. Cash out is financing. I got some money in. Why? Because I was financing somehow through debt or equity. Okay, so cash in, investing, cash out, financing. And it's either operating or investing or financing. Cash in, investing, cash out, financing. Under US Gaap, discretion is not permitted in classifying interest and dividends. Interest received and interest paid are reported as operating activities for all companies. Under US Gaap, dividends received are always reported as operating activities, and dividends paid are always reported as financing activities. Okay, so here's a summary of differences between IFRS and US Gaap. So we've got the topic, the IFRS in the middle column, and the US Gaap. So again, this is just a summary for the previous slide. Interest received for IFRS in operating or investing. So remember, I've received interest, that's cash in. I invested in a bond, I've received interest, so it's operating or investing. But in US Gaap, is only classified as operating. Interest paid, operating or financing. So again, I raised some debt, I financed some assets through issuing some bonds, I had to pay interest. IFRS, operating or financing. So I said here, this is cash in and this is cash out, which is a nice way to remember it for IFRS. And US Gaap is always operating. Dividends received, cash in, I can classify it as an investing or operating. US Gaap, only operating. Dividends paid, again, cash out, so it's financing. Here for US Gaap, it's also financing, okay? I issued some common shares, that's how I finance some assets. It's a financing. I put this one here because it's often overlooked and be a nice little multiple choice question. What about bank overdrafts? Haven't really thought about it. Under IFRS, it's considered as part of cash equivalents. Under US Gaap, it's not considered part of cash and cash equivalents, and it's classified as financing. So anytime you see a little difference like that, it's important to pick up on it, okay? Taxes paid, generally operating, but a portion can be allocated to investing or financing if it can be specifically identified under IFRS. Under US Gaap, only operating. So again, another small little change there. The format of the statement, this is really important. For the cash flow statement, it can be either using the direct or the indirect method. The direct is encouraged for IFRS. For US Gaap, similarly, you can use the direct or indirect method, but again, the direct is encouraged. So remember, direct is the way that we want to go. A reconciliation of net income to cash flow from operating activities must be provided regardless of the method used under US Gaap. And that's the last slide for this LOS. Thank you.